Dyer's Daily.
While this isn't usually the type of thing that I discuss on this podcast, I thought it was worth mentioning because it's something of interest, and I've always found the idea of posthumous releases quite interesting because it's stuff that's usually just been left on a shelf while somebody was alive. Maybe it wasn't good enough. Maybe for some reason it just hasn't seen the light of day. And then obviously after they pass away, there's almost like a renewed interest, and people kind of look back fondly, as they did when they were alive. They look back fondly at their kind of glory days, if you will, their heyday. And they just want more of it, I suppose. You always relish, when you're into an artist that's no longer with us, you always relish the idea that something's going to come out of the woodwork and surprise you. And certainly I'm not a huge Cilla fan, but I'm certainly an admirer of her work. And about 10 years ago, she released this thing while she was alive, which was like all her music that was all mixed up by different producers, and it was a really nice way of reinventing her music. And in some ways, with this brand new release, we've got a mixture of old and new here, because this is a brand new song. It's not been released before, and I'm going to read you the short bit that's on her official website. It says here, Cilla's posthumous single, You're Sensational, was recorded during her heyday as Britain's premier female pop star in the 1970s. But the tapes disappeared without trace for decades until recently, when the original master multi-track session tape was discovered in an unmarked box in an archive storage unit. The original Your Sensational session was produced by David McKay, who's produced people like Cliff Richard, Dusty Springfield, the Bee Gees, Harry Nilsson, etc. This version, released 5 years after Cilla's sad passing, has been remixed by Dutch producer and remixer Matt Pop, who worked on some of the stuff for that remixed album that I've just been mentioning. And yeah, he has done actually a really good job on it. It was released on Valentine's Day. It's a great love song. It's very, very disco. As when they spoke to Matt Pop, actually, he did say it's extremely disco. And the interesting thing, the thing I'm going to pick up on here, is he says here, this is Matt Pop's words here, so I was immediately excited, now that Cilla is sadly not with us anymore, to have this surface is like a time machine from the disco era was quite magical. There's no two ways about it, it's disco. For my remix, I essentially polished and enhanced what was already there. It's a lush production with a full orchestra. It sounds fresh and uplifting, with some fantastic vocals from Cilla. Think the Four Tops, Barry White, Gloria Gaynor, or Cilla's own Step Inside Love. Now, I'm going to give you my personal opinion on this. I think it's sensational. Okay, I think it's great, and I'm one of those people that's a little bit cynical on these things, but I love it because it's not something that's been remixed and put out as a cash grab. This is something that has been discovered. You know, this has been discovered in an unmarked box in an archive storage unit, and it's from an original master multi-track session tape. That means that all the instruments and stuff was all separated, so they were able to just have her voice. But if what Matt Pop says is true, he's literally just stuck some drums behind it and maybe just refreshed it slightly, but the rest of it was already there. And I do think this is sensational, and I'm not saying like that they should do this on a regular basis, but I think as a one-off thing, this is incredibly exciting for fans of Cilla to be able to, for her music rather than her TV career. This is an incredibly exciting thing. Unfortunately, she didn't really sing in latter years. I think her voice kind of mellowed out a bit, and maybe she lost it ever so slightly in the singing stakes. She became more of a personality than a singer. But this is a real hark back. And the funny thing is, I can hear this being played alongside the artists that he mentions, the Four Tops, Barry White, Gloria Gaynor, definitely, I'm thinking like Saturday Night Fever type stuff. I mean, really, it's only the drums and maybe the bass line that keeps it in the modern era, but there's something really throwback about it, and I love it. I do hope at some point that they decide to release the original session. You know, what was on that original tape? Let us know. It can't sound that bad. I know sometimes when these things have just been sitting in a cupboard somewhere, as I know from talking to producers, certain elements of it maybe didn't stand up so well. There's always like a track that's slightly damaged, so it doesn't come out so well when they go to play it back. Maybe that's the reason it was remixed in the first place, but it's a great song. I do recommend looking it up on Spotify. It is available. I'd love it if they released a vinyl version of this. I think it would sound great on vinyl. So yes, that is the Cilla Black brand new single, You're Sensational. Like I say, I wouldn't normally talk about this, but I just felt this kind of fits because it's back to the 70s. It's music from the 70s. It's really exciting stuff, and Matt Pop has done an amazing job, although to be fair, I can't really judge that until I've heard the original. So please get the original out and let's get some more Cilla magic out there. Maybe there's an album incoming, who knows?
Dyer's Daily.